What's going on YouTube? On to newly promoted QPR, and again you're probably set for a busy transfer window with Harry Redknapp in charge. We'll start with a bit of analysis on the team though, and their away form was appalling, yet to pick up an away point, which is absolutely incredible, which tells me something must be going very wrong away from home. I know a couple of QPR fans aren't happy with the system that you play when you are away from home, because you play nice football but you don't play with two up front like you do. Now I think the reason that QPR are so successful at home, they're on a tiny pitch and they know how to play basically. They've got Zamora up front and Austin who can finish. They lump balls up to Zamora, whose hold up play is excellent. Austin feeds off that, and then you've got power and pace in your midfield, just to really try and overpower the position, and you use that physicality to get and grind out results. But away from home, you drop one of your front men into the midfield, and I've heard that you play actually nice football and better football when you play away from home. You've just been a little bit unlucky and maybe not had the game management and awareness to keep the opposition out for 90 minutes, and the quality of the other teams might show. But I still think QPR do have quality in the team, and they shouldn't be going down with the squad they got and the money they can spend. But I'm sure, however, again, he's going to have a lot of people coming in, a lot of people going out. That's the way he tends to operate. Tony Fernandes, who I think is a great character as the chairman, obviously isn't afraid to spend the money. One thing that has been peculiar is a Jordan Much signing. You know, he came in 6 months ago, not even 6 months ago, and signed for QPR, and he looks like he's on his way out. It's pretty much a done deal, just under £5 million for Crystal Palace, should I say. And I think that will be a good signing for them and for Pardew. He's a good player, Jordan Much. You know, he showed that last season when he was at Cardiff, and QPR, they haven't really used him. They ain't got the best out of him, if truth be told. So he looks like he's going poor business again from QPR, in terms of just bringing players in and not letting them out. There seems to be a little bit of discontent there. We go to Clint Hill as well, who an away game seemed to getting involved with some of the fans. Now obviously he used to be the club captain, I don't know whether he still is, but you don't expect that lack of professionalism from your own players really. I think Leroy Fer was another one who tried to get involved, and Joey Barton of all people was the peacemaker in that act. So that was a strange one. There does seem to be a little bit of discontent between the fans and the board and the backroom staff at QPR at the minute. But I think they'll stay up. I think they should stay up with the quality that they do have within the squad. They've got versatile players. The only place I would say they need to strengthen would be up front, because they've only really got Vargas, Austin and Zamora, and Vargas plays on the wing. He's not necessarily an out-and-out striker. So there is one player that you've been linked to from the Championship, from Blackburn, Gusted, who scored in the FA Cup full frame for Blackburn. It was a tied little finish. You've been linked with a £5 million move for him, which is quite a lot of money for someone who isn't really proven in the Premier League at all. He is a big man though, so you can see he's 6'4" and he works hard, so you can see exactly where he'd probably fit in at home particularly. You know, Zamora, there's been a lot said about his fitness levels and he can only play 60 minutes maximum, and it is a lot at his age to play week in week out at that level. So Gustedi to come in, potentially, I think that would be a good signing. It makes sense to me why Harry Redknapp would go for him, so him and Charlie Austin, who's been phenomenal this season for QPR, can strike up a partnership up front. So there is one signing. Another player that you've been linked with, I don't think you particularly need him, but he's from the French League CDM, is Mvia. And there are a few teams who are after him, Swansea and Albion included. If you just give me a second so I can find him. I don't think you need him though. You know, you've got players like Leroy Fur, Joey Barton, much who you just got rid of. I assume it would be a replacement for him. Yeah, Ria, and yeah, he's not the biggest man in the world, but he's a tidy footballer. He's good on the floor. He was linked with Arsenal a few years ago, so he's not a bad player at all. Yeah, West Ham I think as well are in for him, and it looks like he potentially leave Lille. So that is one more that QPR might be linked with. I would be surprised if there wasn't 2 or 3 signings on deadline day, if you know Harry Redknapp and the way he operates. And that there hasn't been much more links with QPR in terms of players coming into the club. There might be 1 or 2 heading out. I know Sean Phillips could be on his way as well. But I think the key for QPR now to stay in the league will be to make sure to start picking up points away from home and keep their home performances up. The less points they pick up from home, the more pressure it puts on them to win their home games, and you don't want pressure going in. You don't want the fans getting on top of you, particularly at home. You need all that support and all you can get really when you're in the type of position that QPR are in. So definitely points need to be picked up for home, no doubt about that, and quickly. Harry Redknapp's a very experienced manager. There's been talk of him potentially being shown the door. I think that would be a poor move by the QPR board. Glenn Hoddle's there as well. Joe Jordan, who are all experienced and very, very good coaches and technicians. So I think QPR should be okay. QPR fans, let me know what you think. Who do you want in this window? Do you think Redknapp should go? Are you a fan of him? And what is going on away from home? What do you need to change? Do you need to go back to your Route 1 football that you play at home? Stick 2 men up front? Or do you need to keep the midfield packed out, which a lot of people try and do? Do you need to be a bit more streetwise and maybe sit in and park the bus a little bit more? You've got players that can do that. You've got battlers in your midfield and you've got battlers as your centre-backs and lots of experience in the squad. No reason why you can't do that and be a stubborn team. So yeah, let me know what you think. Drop a like on the comment. Drop a like, leave a comment. If you subscribe, that would be brilliant. And thank you very much for watching. Southampton's up next.